Welcome to the Be Inspired with Linda H talk show, where our mission is to help you be encouraged, motivated, and inspired to go after your dreams and to crush your goals. My guest today is a longtime friend of mine. From the age of 7, she's been sharing her musical talents all over our country and overseas. She is a retired combat army veteran, and she has her own studio recorded Christmas album, Merry Christmas from Anwan, along with original single, I'm on my way. Please help me welcome our guest today, Anwan Edge. So hey Anwan, thank you so much for taking time out your busy schedule to come hang out with me. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm well. I'm so excited that you had a chance to come down and take time and do a Zoom meeting with me. My first Zoom interview, so it's a learning experience, but we're getting it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, when I introduced you, of course, I let everyone know that you've been, sharing your musical talent since the age of 7, so for a very long time. Can you tell us who some of your musical influences were growing up?
Some of my musical influences, one, I would say the Clark sisters, their gospel group, female singing group, and they also, they recently had a movie done about their life on Lifetime about a couple of months ago. It was shown on Lifetime, the Clark sisters, and they also have influenced people like Missy Elliott, Faith Evans. You can hear it all in Faith Evans' music. She's a big Clark sisters fan. Kelly Price. So I would say they're definitely a great musical influence. I like Lauryn Hill. I think he's definitely been a great influence. And I love jazz. So I would definitely say people like Billie Holiday, Ella Fitzgerald, and just different people. Even I've gravitated even to some rock music because I like instrumentation. I think just being a musician and a singer, it's you can pull from different people and different genres of music. Definitely Earth, Wind, and Fire as far as sound quality, the different part harmonies, the thick harmonization, the tones and the chords, the diminished notes, and I mean, just lovely. I think definitely Earth, Wind, and Fire. So I would say those are a few of my influences.
Okay, and you come from a family with strong musical ties, correct?
Yes, I do. My great grandparents, I remember them. My great grandmother was a Pentecostal preacher, no nonsense. Like she would preach, and then if you acted up at church, she would spank you behind after service too. So she played the piano. Oh yeah, she was definitely no nonsense, but she played the piano. My great granddad, we used to call him Big Daddy. They would call Big Mama and Big Daddy. That's what the whole family called him. He played the electric guitar. So it wasn't a lot of people in church, but by the time they got on the piano and the keyboard and the drums playing and my great granddad on that electric guitar, you would think it was like a concert going on in there. It may only be about 25, 30 people in the church, but it would sound like a full rock concert or R&B or gospel concert. So I would say them. Then my grandmother, she sang. She was a singer. She took classical lessons. My mother sang. And so I would definitely say I'm definitely from, and even my father's side, he played in a Latin jazz band. He played the congas in a Latin jazz band. So even from my father's side of the family. So I would say I get it from both sides of the family.
Wow. Okay. So it runs in your blood. So
yes.
Now, do you play instruments yourself?
I do. I play the piano. I took classical lessons when I was a little kid, Bach, Chopin, Beethoven,
Wow.
Scott Joplin. So I took classical lessons at 7, and the rule in the house was, while you're under this roof, you're gonna take music lessons. Once you graduate from high school, you can do what you want to do. So I'm glad my grandparents raised us, and I'm glad they instilled that in us, because I know it helped shape the person who I am today. So I'm very grateful for those days as a child, taking piano lessons.
Yeah, I mean, and you're very fortunate too, because I'm sure there's a lot of money behind getting all of that training, and especially for children who don't come from a family of musical backgrounds. So being able to be exposed to all of that at a very young age is very fortunate for you. Now, since you do have like a variety of musical exposure from a child, what do you think about music this in our new age now, like the new age music? What do you think? I feel like when I was growing up, I thought that my parents' music was just like, oh, too old and boring, right? And they didn't care for my music. And now I feel the same effect rolling down over to, my children. I'm like, what is this that you're listening to? Or is this music? This is not real music back in my day.
I think
This is real music.
I think it's funny you say that. I think every generation says that, because my grandmother said the same thing. That hip hop, what is that? Because I grew up when Salt and Pepper was real popular. I mean, real big names. I didn't realize I was from a great era when Tupac was big, Biggie was big. That's when I was coming up. And back in those days, same thing, like you said, the parents said, what is that? So I think even today, I could say I can appreciate the music. I can't say I always like all of the lyrics, but I can appreciate the music. And one thing is funny, because when I was in Iraq, Quincy Jones, he came out and said hi to us.
Wow.
And I know, that's what I said. And I got his autograph. I lost it. I probably threw it away, by Lord. Please forgive me, Quincy Jones. But I think I lost that little piece of paper that he signed his name. But someone asked him, because R. Kelly was real big. Someone said, well, what do you think about R. Kelly? So, I think he's got great music. I like R. Kelly music. And it made me look at him in a different way, because I was like, oh my gosh, he's an older guy and he knows about R. Kelly, because R. Kelly was in his prime then. So I can say, as someone I'm not quite as old as Quincy Jones, but someone who's a little bit older, and of course, today's generation, as a musician and a singer and an artist, I can hear different things that I do enjoy from the genres of music. Some things I do like. Some artists, they stand out and they do their own thing and they create their own space. But I can say I can find an appreciation even in today's music, even if I don't like all of the lyrics necessarily.
And that's what made being a parent, it's hard, because it seems like, throughout the years, what's acceptable, to be like said in music is it's like it just keeps pushing the limit, and the baby making music of like the 80s and 90s is completely different than the type of music that's being played now. I mean, they're really out there saying what it is that they want to do and how they're going to do it and this and that. Back in the days, you had to kind of, if you was a little kid, you may not really have understood what it was that they were saying. Like I'm trying to think, The Secret Garden. Is that Quincy Jones, right? It is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you know, like that song now as an adult, I'll listen to it and I'll be like, Dad, he's really talking about like making love and doing this. And but
Mm-hmm.
as a kid, I didn't know what it was. I was just like, oh, it's some old music that my
Oh yeah.
parents were
Oh yeah.
listening to.
Yeah. Oh no, but no, you're right. Even is,
Yes.
and even though I was an adult, and this is a disclaimer for what I was told. I didn't know D'Angelo's Brown Sugar was not about a woman. They said, "Oh no, he's not talking about a woman. He's talking about that's stuff that makes you happy, that put a smile on your face." I said, "Whoa, I didn't even know." At least that's what I was told. That I thought he was talking about a woman, but Brown Sugar
Mm.
wasn't. They said it was not about a woman, but like you said, music, they were. It was more colorful. It wasn't like you said, just thrown in your face. Even with the
Yes.
videos, you know,
Mm.
some of the videos that are still popular, like that song "Jade, Don't Walk Away, Boy." Um,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Still, even today, and I look back at some of those videos, and I'm like, oh wow, look how they dressed, and that was considered, you know,
Yes.
I mean, compared to that to today, yeah, it's definitely
Yes.
a big change and stuff. It is definitely a big change, and sometimes I wonder. For me, I'm not worried about it, but like for some of the younger artists, especially females, do they feel I have to do this? But then they have someone like the singer Her, and she's standing up. She does her own. I've never seen the artist Her, you know, looking like she has to compromise who she is, and she's extremely talented singer,
Mm.
also able to play the bass and bass guitar, and very talented, and that lets me know that though there might be artists and people who do what they feel might be popular or what they feel will sell, you have artists like Her, and you know,
Mm.
some other real cool artists. Another group that I like called the Internet. They're out of California. You know, they kind of do their own thing. You have those little artists, and also I'm gonna give a shout out to Willow Smith. I like, she's very young, but she kind of, you know, Willow Smith has always followed her own beat, her own path with
Yes.
her music. So you know, you
Yes.
still have those little jewels amongst the many, you know, that stand out.
Mm-hmm.
They're very creative. I'm not, and there's a lot of creativity, but you know, they stand out and show that I could still
Yes.
do it my way and still enjoy the process of being a musician and an artist and a singer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, you said that you actually met Quincy Jones while you was in Iraq.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and I met you through the military. That's actually how we ended up connecting with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So, what made you decide to join the military? And the reason why I ask is because, you know, going back to your background, you had very strong musical ties. You was competing in competitions. If I'm not mistaken, you even received a musical scholarship to attend college. Is that correct?
I did. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what made you decide that you wanted to kind of switch gears and go to the military?
I would love to say I was wanted to just fight for my country, and I love the United States of America, but I was young. I was 19 when I came in, and it was actually my aunts, I should say, who influenced me. She came to me, my Aunt Kalila, she lives in San Antonio, Texas, but she came to me my 11th grade year and said, well, what do you plan on doing after high school? And I was like, probably like most kids, go to college, I guess, you know? So she said, okay, think about it. She was in the 70s. And
Okay.
then she came back to me my 12th grade year, and she said, well, it's funny because when she came to the house, because my grandparents raised us, she said, what are you planning on? Have you decided what you wanted to do? And I said, she said, well, look, join the military. Back then they had 2-year enlistments. She said, by the time you do your basic and AIT, your schooling, it's going to be time to get out. So actually, I didn't know. I joined because I didn't know what my next steps were meant to be. But now looking back on it today, that was the best decision. And thank you, Aunt Kalila, for, I would say, definitely putting a fire and a motivation under my feet. So thank you so much.
Yeah. Now, what was your MOS or job, for the people who don't know what MOS means? What was your job while you was in the military?
Now, we don't have one job. We got millions of jobs.
Right? Whatever they tell you for that day.
Exactly. I tell people, don't ask what we did. Ask what we didn't do. When I first came in, I started out in the reserves. It was 71 before it became 42 Alpha, which is admin. It was called 71 Lima back then. So I got out of the military reserves and there was nothing going on, came back in the military and I did that. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I did that and I did food service when I first came in. I came on active duty. There were no positions. That's what it was. There were no positions as an admin personnel. So I did food service, did that for a few years, 4 years, got out, came back in, had to go back through basic training again. And I was a 42 Alpha admin personnel. And then I went to postal school afterwards. So.
Okay, so you really did a little bit of everything.
Oh, I know. Yeah, food service, postal operations, office work, army band. So.
Yes, and that's exactly where I met you. I met you in Germany at the army band. You used to band and chorus. Mm-hmm. So so that's where I met you. Now, did you even know that there was any kind of opportunity to sing when you had first joined the military?
Not when I first joined, but when I came back in, because I had like about almost 9-year break in service. And when I came in, it was funny because I signed back up and I did, like I said, I went back to 42 Alpha admin school, went to postal school, and I got to my first duty station and I said, I want to join the band. And my squad leader like, okay, fine. And it like went in one ear and out the other. I guess she's like, okay, you're here to do postal operations. But how I ended up in the band was after I went to Iraq, my colonel, thank you, Colonel Bean, he's probably retired right now. He said, Specialist Edge, Mason, I should say, I'm sorry. Specialist Mason, another story, but Specialist Mason, you go there, you come back, you do what you're supposed to do, I'll let you go on an audition. So that's what I did. I did postal operations in Iraq. In Iraq. I was stationed in Heidelberg, Germany. Not Heidelberg. I'm sorry. I'm mixing things up. I was stationed in Vicenza, Italy.
Okay.
Yes. That's the right one, I promise. I was stationed in Vicenza, Italy. After I came back in the military, I had to go back through basic. I did admin school. Then I went to postal school for 3 weeks. Then I got stationed in Vicenza, Italy, and I did postal operations. And that's what I did in Iraq also. Okay. So, right.
And then you found your way over to the band, obviously.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, because they had the homemade commercials, because overseas, you don't get to see commercials like we see on television. That costs a lot of money. So you see a bunch of homemade commercials. So I used to always say, do you sing? Do you act? Do you have a special talent and a skill?
You know what? And that's exactly how that audition was. Because I remember when I first got to Germany, they had us all in like this huge big room. And I mean, I don't know how many hours of a flight it even was from where I was leaving from Georgia to get to Germany. But I mean, it seemed like an all-day flight of travel. And then I'm like, are they serious? I'm sitting in the room and I was like, wow, pretty cool opportunity. Yeah. So for you, how did it make you feel being able to both serve your country plus do something that you love, which is sharing your musical talents?
I loved it. I mean, it's funny because now when I tell people I retired from the military And they said, what? You retire? How in the world did you do that? I said, if it was not for the Army band, the music program, I can tell you, I don't think I'm being honest. I really don't think I would be retired right now. But because, like you said, I was enjoying. It had its challenges, like anything, and anything else. But because I enjoyed what I was doing, it, when you enjoy, I feel like when you're enjoying something that you like doing, it makes it easier. Right, make the tough times don't seem quite as tough. But when I was doing office work, I hated that. I would have gotten out a long time ago. But shout out to all you 42 alphas out there making paper, make sure the paperwork is moving in the company and the battalion.
Hey, you know what? You need them. You need to have them as your friend.
Yes.
And the food service workers, because
oh yeah, definitely need those. Yeah.
Have to get that hook up on the food.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, one of the things that you've done while being in the band is you've performed at a lot of different ceremonies.
Mm-hmm.
What is your, and I know even when you got out the military as well, you sang the national anthem at different games and a lot of exposure there. What are your thoughts with the rumors? I'm not even sure if it's actually confirmed at this point, but the NFL saying that for all of the week 1 games that they're going to be having the Black national anthem being performed or played at all of the games for week 1.
I feel, to me, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I have no problem with that. As well as I have no problem singing the national anthem. Like you said, we've sung it, especially when we were stationed together in Germany doing a lot of shows.
Mm-hmm.
We sung both. And
the German national anthem.
Oh, right, and the Deutsch, because we had to do both, opening and closing shows. Yeah, we had to represent both. And I look at it, because we've served, I look at it from a different point of view. I don't feel to just get rid of the national anthem. And I know there's been a lot of talk about, the anthem and different things. Me personally, I don't feel to get rid of. I like being able to include the Black national anthem. I think that would be nice, but I don't feel to get rid of one. I think it's nice to be able to know the history of both. And I say whatever someone gravitate towards, because I want to be open. And I know that might not be a popular opinion. Like I said, I feel like when you've served, I think you look at things just a little bit different. And I think it's a good welcome to have the Black national anthem. I think that's a nice welcome.
Okay. So thank you. So let's see. Moving on, I let everyone know already that you have recorded your own Christmas album, which, look, y'all, okay, I'm not even lying. This is support right here. Merry Christmas.
Yes.
And I got my autograph copy. So thank you so much. As a matter of fact, when I first played your album, my kids was like, you know who this is for real? I'm like, yes. So I love it. So anyone that's looking to, get some new holiday music, this upcoming holiday, please, okay, go ahead and hit up Anwan, her album right here. We love it. We really do.
Thank you.
Yes, we love it. This is gonna be one of our traditional albums now. So my kids were like, oh, so who are you interviewing? And I was letting them know who I was doing the interview with. The one that did the album. They're like, yes. So we love it. We love it. Right. But also, you also have a studio recorded single, I'm On My Way. And I saw that a while ago, and I gravitated to that song. I was like, oh my gosh, I saw the video, I was listening to the words, and for me, it was very encouraging song, you know, and I kind of feel like sometimes, and I'm not even just saying this just to say it, but sometimes when I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I need some extra motivation, I'll go ahead and play your song because I'm like, this is,
Oh, thank you.
yes, it is really encouraging. And, you know, for me, it tells me to, you know, keep on pushing on. Don't tell anyone you can't do this, you can't do that. So, can you explain to us what made you, you know, come up with the lyrics to that song? You know, was you at a point where you felt like you needed encouragement yourself, or you just wanted to write something to encourage other people?
I would say both. Definitely what you said. I was going through a time period when I felt a little not so positive about myself, my self-image. I needed to love myself more. And I listened to a lot of what people had to say about me, people's opinions about me, as far as what I should look like and how I should be, or, you know, if you want to be popular, you need to do this and try to look more like that person. And especially, you know, when you're younger, sometimes pressure can seem real. I know us as adults, it's different, but sometimes, especially when you're younger, the opinions of your peers or friends seem to be very, very important. And sometimes they may outweigh your own opinions about your own self. And that was a time period, like I said, when I was going through something, and I, you know, and I said, I'm on my way. And I said, whatever you're on your way to, greatness, on your way to a better lifestyle, loving yourself, a house, on your way to a brand new car, new career, whatever you're on your way to, like you said, stay motivated, stay positive, know that you can do it, and your voice should be the biggest voice that you hear. And no matter what anyone says, you focus, stay in the direction, stay the course, and whatever you're on your way to, you'll get it. You'll get it. So, yeah.
We'll get it. And we're actually, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm finished.
No, I was going to say, and then we're actually going to play the video at the end of the interview so that everyone will, you know, be able to listen to it, leave with some words of encouragement. And then also you need to make sure that you're following Anwan on YouTube so you can keep up to date with her. Just saying. So, what you've worked with, you know, you've worked in the musical field for a very long time. Who are some of the people, well, actually, if you had one person, let me just put one person that you could have the opportunity to collab with, who would that be?
The first person that just popped in mind was Prince. So I'm going to say Prince because that's the first person that popped in my mind. So I'm going to say Prince. It would be either Prince or Michael Jackson because I'm a big Michael Jackson fan. So it would definitely be Michael Jackson or Prince.
Okay.
Hands down. Wow. Oh yeah.
And honestly, don't no one come for me, but I don't really feel that there's anyone really comparable right now to either one of those two artists, Michael Jackson or Prince. You know, we don't. Yeah, we don't have a, you know, a new age Michael Jackson or Prince. So don't y'all come for me, y'all.
No, I agree with you. I mean, there's some good artists out here, but like you said, on that level of
creativity,
showmanship, yeah, they were the total package. They were definitely the total package. Yeah. And I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to see neither one in concert.
Oh.
But I did get to see Janet when she came here. She was
I saw Janet also.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Like she came in like a thief in the night. But she did good. She did really good. It was a couple of years ago. I got to see her in concert. So, and I got to see some moves that I feel her big brother would have done. So I'm very proud of her. And I'm definitely sure he's proud of her looking down. So.
Oh yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw Janet a couple of years ago also, probably like within like the last like 4 or 5 years. And I mean, she still got it.
I know.
She still got it. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she looks good. She looks so good.
I was about to be on full groupie mode, like, oh my
Yeah.
God.
Mm-hmm.
So let me see. Speaking of artists, you have opened up for major artists before. You want to tell us about them?
Well, yes. Well, CIAA, which takes place in Charlotte, but I think this would have been Charlotte's last year. And if I'm correct, they might start holding it in Vegas. It's when all the college basketball games, they're doing their playoffs. It's almost like the college final, right? So all the top basketball college, the colleges that's doing well in basketball, they're playing for the championship. So they had CIAA. So you get, of course, a lot of mainstream artists that would come out here, actors, musicians, definitely hosts of all type of day parties, events, workshops. So I was in uniform at the time. So yeah, I was in uniform. And
Oh wow.
yes, and it was funny because it was like a last minute. It wasn't a pre-planned thing. We were there just on a recruiting mission, and they said we need someone to sing the national anthem. I said, oh, okay. So see, that's where that national anthem came in handy. So I said, okay. They said, Edge, do you want to sing the national anthem? I said, okay, I'll do it. So I went and I sang the national anthem, and it opened up for Jagged Edge and Regina Belle. So I said I got to sing on the same stage as both Regina Belle and Jagged Edge. I opened up with
That's pretty cool. That is real cool. And how the opportunity just came like that out of nowhere. So
right, yeah. So see, that national anthem came in handy.
I know, right? For all those years of singing it.
Exactly,
Like, I didn't practice. I just got it.
Mm-hmm.
So let me see. What would you say to someone that is trying to pursue the music industry?
I would say know what it is that what is it that you're wanting to accomplish? Meaning, are you wanting to be on the level of a Beyonce, or are you good with doing local shows or Broadway, or what is it that you are striving for? Because some people, there are a lot of talented people, but everyone doesn't necessarily want to be on the levels of Beyonce. Some people might want to be, let's just say, in a Tyler Perry production and travel from city to city and do, shows and stage plays, and know what it is that you want to do. Definitely don't limit yourself. Know who you are, and know what your worth is. Definitely know what your worth is. And don't compromise who you are. Compromise who you are.
Very good advice.
Yeah. So I know, because I know I would say back when I was younger, I used to say, oh, I wanted to be the next Whitney Houston. I wanted to be the next Whitney Houston. And then I hear about everything that Whitney Houston had to go through. I said, oh, well, I don't know if I wanted to be the next Whitney Houston.
I don't want to do all that.
I don't know about all of that, but and right now, I find myself just gravitating, definitely music, but now I have another thing where I'm finishing up a book, and I would like to see maybe a movie done into it, and just check all your creativities. Don't think it's only one way or no way.
Yes.
Right. Open up to God, the universe, and find out what are your creativities, because a lot of times we have a lot more than just one thing that we know how to do. Because I bet you if you ask Beyonce, she has other talents. Now, I understand her singing has been her bread and butter, but I'm pretty sure she has other talents that shines very well also. So I say hone in on all your talents.
And the only way that you, well, I don't say the only way, but I'm going to say the only way that you're going to find out what those other talents are is if you try, and
right,
if you put
exactly.
yourself out there to, try other things. And, you may like it, you may not, but at least you can say, hey, I tried it. It's not for me, or, I tried it. Let me, get some more training or keep working toward getting better at it. So very good advice from Anwan.
Yes.
So
thank you.
that's advice, and it kind of might go hand in hand with my next question. But the reason why I asked is because you're a grown woman, you're a little bit up there in age, compared to, the 18, 19-year-olds that are just trying to go out there and, start a musical career or whatever, that's going out there trying to pursue their goals. And I kind of have a little bit of experience with this as well, because within like the last 4 or 5 years, I started getting involved in commercial modeling. And most people that get involved with the modeling and acting industry, they're like the teenagers, the 18, 19, 20-year-olds. So my question is, what advice would you give for older adults that are just now trying to pursue a dream or a passion?
Well, I'll say this because I always like to tell people this story. Tony Robbins is a motivational speaker, and he has a book. He has many books, but he has one book called Awake the Giant Within. And within the first couple of pages, he said he got a bunch of 65-year-olds in a room and asked them what was their biggest regret. He said over half of them raised their hand saying, not pursuing goals, not taking more chances. And I would say to older adults, because I'm not 65, but I am, like you said, I'm not 18, 19, 20.
Older lady, yeah.
Yeah,
So
right. I would say definitely pursue your goals, your dreams. They said Colonel Sanders didn't start KFC until he was in his 60s. Everyone doesn't start the same. I didn't start younger because I wasn't ready when I was younger. I'm a lot older, but I am more wiser. And that's a saying that you hear people say, but it's a truthful saying that hopefully as we get older, we get wiser. And some people are still searching while they're younger. And that was me. I was searching for a while. So right now, I feel like that 18, 19-year-old, even though I have some gray hairs on top of my head and a couple of wrinkles in my skin, I feel like that 18, 19-year-old because I feel like I know now who I am. So I say to that older adult, don't give up. Don't give up. If it's something that you truly want to do, don't never give up and continue to pursue that. And you'll be able to do whatever it is that you want to do, because everyone doesn't start at the same time, some.
Very good advice.
Right. Some people start young and some people start older.
Yeah. And I think for the older adults that are out there trying to pursue their dreams now, use your wisdom. And your experiences and your wisdom helps you get through things, because I'm telling you, going back to the whole when I was doing the commercial modeling, I've come across so many scams and so many things that just I know for a fact, the little, the younger, model will be like, oh my gosh, well, let me do this and let me do that. And me being a little bit older, I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, this don't sound right. This don't look right, So you have to let your wisdom and your age and life experience help guide you, with whatever passions that you're trying to pursue. So let me see. Finally, I would like to see if you can let us know, how can our people connect with you?
Well, I do have Facebook.
Okay.
I have Instagram And I have YouTube. My YouTube is Anwan Edge. I didn't tell you all about that. But it's under Anwan Edge, not Mason, because Edge is my family's name.
Yes.
So, yeah. So,
Okay. And I will make sure in the notes of the YouTube video, make sure y'all scroll through and read the description. We will have Anwan's page and her Facebook information listed in the description, so you'll have a way to get in contact with her. Do you have anything upcoming, any upcoming projects that you're working on that we could be on the lookout for?
I am working on some new material as we speak.
Okay.
I'm not going to give a specific date yet, but I will definitely let you know. So, you know, when you're ready to put out more information, I'm definitely working on some new material right now. Working on finishing up a book. So it's, you know, I have a couple of things in the works right now. Definitely working on new music and.
Yes. And I know how that is. We don't want to tell it all right now.
Right. Because if you say, okay, it's going to be out September 4th, come on. Okay, where's your stuff at?
I know it's that. I'm like, hey, we're still working on. I'm trying to.
Right. I thought you were finished. So, yeah. Yes.
So, make sure y'all follow Anwan so y'all can keep up to date on her new projects that she got. Like she said, she got a book she's working on. She got some new music material that's going to be coming out soon. So y'all make sure y'all follow her. As always, you can make sure that you follow me on Be Inspired with Linda H. I'm on Facebook and I'm on Instagram. And we're going to leave you today with Anwan's latest video, I'm on my way. Stay tuned and we'll see you next week.
All right.
Get in here, get my homework right, and have a good day. I'm gonna get in here, get my homework right, and have a good day. Okay, I can do this.
On my way, I am. I'm on my way. On my way, I am. I'm on my way. Once upon a time, long time ago, I had a dream that I would flow. Wanted to soar and be much more, but I let what people said me throw it out the door. They said I wasn't pretty, cute like the rest. Style was okay, but it didn't shine the best. You're looking in a cloud, you ain't no different. Stop all your dreaming, nobody will listen. I knew deep inside I had to continue to try. I had to believe in me, say my prayers and follow my dreams. I'm on my way, I am on my way. I'm on my way, yes, I am on my way. I'm on my way, yes, I'm on my way. I'm on my way and I'm here to stay. I'm on my way, I am on my way. I am on my way, yes, I am on my way. I'm on my way, yes, I'm on my way. I'm on my way and I'm here to stay. FAITH is what I had to have, but I was running round, listening to people they was talking about the same old things. Wondering if it's meant to be, wondering if it's meant for me. How can I listen to someone who'll never be me? Breathe what I breathe, see what I see. You'll never ever be me, no matter how you try. We was all created uniquely by the man up in the sky. It's enough for everyone to get a piece of the pie. You don't have to take what's mine. It's all divine, you can get your own. Just contact them on this mobile phone. You gotta get all alone, get on your knees and pray, and then you say what you gotta say what you gotta say. Do what you gotta do what you gotta do. The world is ours, we gotta make it come true. The world is ours, we gotta make it come true. The world is ourselves, we gotta make it come true. M-I-C-T, make it come true. M-M-I-C-T, make it come true. Don't let nobody tell you what you can and can't do. Don't let nobody tell you what you can and can't do. Do what you wanna do. Do what you wanna do. Don't let nobody tell you what you can and can't do. On my way, I am. I'm on my way. On my way, I am. I'm on my way. Don't let nobody tell you what you can and can't do. Don't let nobody tell you what you can and can't do. Do what you wanna 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 do. Don't let nobody tell you what you can and can't do. Don't let nobody tell you what you can and can't do. Do what you wanna 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 do.